here we are again. I'm Gigi, and we're going to put on makeup today. Hooray! So, I've already taken care of all of my skincare needs, and what that is for me is I start with my face milks by Fourth Ray. I used oat, and I used rose. You can get these on the ColourPop website. You can get these at Ulta. I then used my niacinamide 10% and zinc 1% from The Ordinary. And this is supposed to kind of help fight acne. I guess it's doing an okay job. This is usually where I have problems, and there aren't any problems right now. Girl, you know how it is. And then I've got the Derma E Skin Restore Advanced Peptides and Collagen Serum because I am over 35 and it's that time, ladies. And then finally, to take care of a moisturizer and a sunscreen, I do have the Hemp's 300 milligrams CBD Thirsty Face Lotion. Today we are going to try out some new products. I did have the opportunity to try both of these yesterday. Had some concerns with them, so we're doing things a little different, and I will insert those clips right here. Hello there. Today we're going to do a wear test with Beauty Bakery's The Butter Primer and also the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer by ColourPop. We're going to try it out. New also, I have on a Anastasia Beverly Hills The Moonchild highlighter palette. A little bit of loose glitter on top because I love my glitter. So I just finished. We'll check in a little later and see how it looks. Hey everyone, just checking in. It is 5 o'clock now. It's been about 2 hours since I applied my makeup and got everything finished. And see, I feel like it still probably looks okay. It's really hard to tell with so much sunlight over here in the shadows. Yeah, it still looks pretty good. Doesn't look too crazy creasy. There's probably some black pigment from my eyeliner or mascara. And I tried this new little tip I saw Wayne Goss where you put your primer on and then you put a little powder over it and then you do your foundation and such. And it really did help achieve more of an airbrush finish. It's not perfect, but we're not going to be perfect. We're all humans. We're not meant to be perfect. Just good enough. All right, well, here we are. It is about 8 o'clock and we're just checking in, looking at the under eye area specifically. That seems to be where I get most of my little problems. And other than a little bit of fallout from my mascara, which happens all the time, I'm looking for new mascaras. This is waterproof, better than sex, and it still gives me the raccoon thing here. Other than that though, the primer, it looks nice. The highlighter still looks nice. I like that Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter. I got it in my inner corner too, so everybody can see it and take notice. All in all, I'm fairly pleased with the performance. The Beauty Bakery Butter Primer may be the solution I've been looking for, and it may be little Wayne Goss and his little tip there, so we're gonna try them each individually and see which one maybe makes the difference, or is it truly the combination of both? Because right now everything seems to be playing really nice together. That ColourPop tinted moisturizer, I was very concerned it was gonna be too dark, the wrong color. It is not. It looks amazing. Overall, it's been a good makeup day. I'll check back in with you later. All right, so it's now like 1:45 in the morning. Some ridiculous time. I should have gone to bed a long time ago. But let's just take a quick peek. Definitely gonna have to try some of these things individually and see kind of what was doing it, but it definitely still looks pretty amazing. And now I can go take it off and go to bed. Alright, so as mentioned, we will be using, turn it back around, from Beauty Bakery, the Butter Primer. I have been dying to try this because I can't find a primer that I like for me and for my skin type. And so trial and error is the best thing I can think of to try. We will also be testing out today the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer by ColourPop. I am using the shade, what did I get? Medium 9W. I really thought it was going to be too dark and not my color at all, and girl was I wrong. So, yesterday when I applied my primer, I had this problem where it was pilling on my face. And I think the problem was that I did not allow enough time for my skincare, my moisturizer and everything, to be absorbed into my skin. And when I put the primer on, all the products were fighting against each other and pilling is what happened. It looked beautiful after that. So we're going to try it again today and we're going to see if we can't get around that problem. So first thing we're going to do, like I said, I've already done my skincare. I'm just going to take the butter primer and I'm going to put it all over my face. So we've got a pretty decent amount on our face. And now I'm going to take my hands and just rub it in. And this really does feel nice on the skin. It's not heavy. It's smooth and silky. I'll have to double check on dimethicone. It does feel like it probably has some kind of silicone something. I don't necessarily hate it for a primer. And please forgive me if you hear me sniffling. I live in Georgia and allergy season in Georgia starts in February and it lasts pretty much till October. So we're fighting it though. Alright, so we got my skin primed and that actually looks really great. I could go out of the house just like this if I didn't feel like putting on any more makeup. And I've done that recently. So now that we've got that on, I do want to take some of my NYX Bear With Me setting spray. And I just want to set all of that down and make sure the primer has a decent little base. Oh, before I do that, I do want to hit up and do this little tip that Wayne Goss was talking about. Sorry, I just moved everything around today and could not find where I hid my powders. Alright, so after your primer, Wayne Goss made the suggestion that you put your powder in your areas that you have some problems with. You may want a more airbrushed finish. But go ahead and do that just directly on top of your primer before you do any type of foundation or concealer or anything like that. And I did try this yesterday as well. And I really liked the results. I was trying a couple other new things that may have played a role. Urban Decay's All-Nighter Setting Spray, of course, is fantastic. Everybody loves it. I'm a little late to the party here, but I am trying it now. So far, I do seem to like it. And I'm just going to take my big, fluffy, I don't know, kabuki? I don't know, it's a little shorty. I'm going to take shorty here, and I'm just going to dust any extra powder off of my face because I don't want a ton of extra powder under whatever else I'm about to put on. So now we're going to take our setting spray and we're just going to do a quick. Okay. First things first is brows. And we're not going to go crazy with the brows, but we are going to give them a little something here. Alright, so now we're going to take our brow gel I'm sorry, the pencil is the Maybelline Ultra Slim Brow. And it is in the color 256 Warm Brown Auburn. Now for eyebrow gel, I have the e.l.f. This little guy. And it is called Deep Brown. Okay, so now that I've got my brows on, I'm going to get a little teeny tiny concealer brush. Let's see, it is called a detail concealer. It is by Eco Tools. I love these Eco Tools brushes. I think my sister-in-law got them for me for Christmas, and they have become my favorites. So, thanks, Tasha. So, now that we've got that, we're going to take our powder once again, and we're going to set it just lightly, just not a whole lot. This is the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, the classic, the great. Now, we're going to go with Mama's favorite helper, not the green one, the other kind. It is Scotch tape, and we are just going to line that up with our bottom lid lashes area there. My eyes being hooded. I'm going to start my wing out here. Most people would start their wing at the corner of their lashes and go out. But with the hood, you have to accommodate that and take that into account. So I don't actually start my wing till here. You'll see in a minute. All right, and my favorite little trick here, I take these two brushes and I line this up here, and I line this up here, and I hope they match on my nose. They do match, so that tells me my wings are at least fairly even. When you're doing things like wings and eyebrows or anything you do in sets, you always have to remember that they're sisters. They're not twins. Sometimes sisters have different daddies and they look real wonky, but that's cool. They're still sisters and we still love them. Okay, so we're going to go in with, and I will preface this by saying, you don't have to like the palettes I choose. You don't have to like the person who made the palettes I choose. Whatever palettes you have that are in similar colors, use those. If you just like the technique and want to do it in different colors, that's fine too. It's makeup. It's meant to be fun. It's not meant to be dramatic. I don't like to make it dramatic. So, just a disclaimer. I have Jeffree Star's cremated palette. So, we're going to take one of my absolute favorite brushes. This is from BH Cosmetics. Next to my Morphe M504 brush. This one is the BH Cosmetics. The one with the silver is the Morphe. So you can see it's kind of a similar size blending brush. The BH Cosmetics one is much denser. It doesn't squish near as much when I go like that. I like that. That gives me control. Okay, so we're going to start with Obituary right here. And I'm just going to put that as my transition color. Now again, because I have hooded lids, I am going to move my, usually you would put your transition color, your crease color, right here in your crease. But you can see, when I open my eyes, this lid falls over that crease. So all I'm going to do is just move that little guy up here. There you go, new crease. Look at that. You live here now. And we're just going to smooth it out, blend it out, make it look nice. This is just the start, so if it does look crazy, it's going to be all right. And the last thing I do is I just go back through because, you know, all that brush using and such. Yes, I did use a gel to put them in place, but sometimes they just need a little reminder where they go. So, alright, I hope everybody has had fun. I know I did, and I look forward to making more videos of this nature. I'll see you soon. Bye.